This overall felt way better than last week's. I think it went better than last week's. I haven't listened to last week's yet, but I should say last week's again. Last week's. It's 2:32 right now a.m. and it's November 20th, 2017, and I'm still up from obviously the 19th of November right now. I'm tired. Though my sleep schedule is so fucked up right now that I'm going to, like, I woke up, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but like 1 p.m. today was not my finest hour. Shit happens though. Reality is I've been working super late into the night. Like, how did I go to bed last night? 4, 5, somewhere around there. It's been late right now, but I'm making cool shit happen during the night. So stuff happens. So anyways, I'm going to just try to, this might be in a more random fashion this time, surprisingly. Like, it was super fucking random last time, but I'm just gonna throw out some stuff. I'm going to try to make this a lot more fast, because last time was 38 minutes or whatever it came out to be, so I was not intending on it being that long in the least. Around 20 minutes I think is more ideal. But it may go longer. I projected it at least to be shorter in a 20-minute-ish span, but whatever's best. I'm just gonna keep experimenting, like I said. Like, it's just a core credo of what I do. Just experiment, try, test, fail, win, just get a little bit better. And every time, ideally. At least that's the goal. So anyways, let's just talk about some wins. I'm going to do more of scanning this time, and then I'll talk about things that are really good. So, and I'm also going to I'm going to talk more generally about things instead of being so specific about every goddamn thing. At least that's what it felt like for me on the first round. So, where can I start? Let's start with, what was awesome about this week? Okay. I've been continuing React and Redux, which is a JavaScript library to work with, basically creating most of the sites you see online today. Most notably things like, the best part about it, in my opinion so far, is the fact that, among other things, but one of the main core features that I love so much is, like, you are staying on the same page and nothing's reloading. But you can see this on something like Trello, for example, or actually better, more common, Facebook on the desktop. If you like click on a photo, the page doesn't reload. It like pops up and you see the URL change. That's React. And actually Facebook is who built React and continues to maintain it. So anyways, continuing to learn React and Redux, and it's fucking awesome. I'm enjoying it a ton. And what else did I enjoy? Posting to my podcast is always enjoyable. So I posted episode 2 to my podcast, and throughout this week, I've recorded a decent amount too. Another cool thing that I've been working on is Josh Moxey's Gems, which is going to be like, it's inspired by Tim Ferriss. He has this 5 Bullet Friday, so I wanted to do Josh Moxey's Gems because I have all these like amazing links and resources that I want to share, but I like, they're just in a few conversations, and like they'd be much better suited, I think, out in the public. So I'm working on creating, it's funny, I'm just like, there's so many random series and little things I'm like constructing all at the same time, and I feel like they're all just going to come out and it's just going to be a fucking avalanche, which is a good thing. And apparently to very, very, I'm so tired right now, or my brain is so tired rather. To Gary Vaynerchuk, he said that there's no such thing as too much content under the right context. So, and I don't aim to avalanche anyone, but keeping it in the back of my mind. 2 months without alcohol. That was on the 17th, I think, or 18th or whatever, and then I had my first bit of alcohol, and I had a glass of wine to break it. Actually, 2 glasses of wine to break it yesterday, and that was cool. And I did a video on that. I'm sure you can find that somewhere. I think I'll link it up. This is on video, right? So yeah, I'll link it up. I'm not used to this shit at all. So yeah, and also the Josh Moxey's Gems. That was cool to watch because I just like totally detached from the name. I could not figure out a name. Usually I can figure out a name relatively fast. And I just could not think of anything that was like Josh's thoughts. It had nothing to do with my name at first. It was Thursday's like top 5, and I think it was the original name. Just awful. But then I didn't want to tie myself to a number of things, and I also didn't want to tie myself to a date. So that just not so much. But anyways, it came out with Josh Moxey's Gems like a few days after I just totally detached. It just like randomly popped up at me. And also like brainstorming layouts for that and how that's gonna work, and I'm fascinated by it. I'm looking forward to launching that because I'll be doing it on all mediums as far as I'm concerned. Video, podcasts, etc. Our socials as well. I'm watching my intuition grow right now. Like just with random things. I'm not going to cover this right now, but it's just really fascinating to watch my intuition dramatically increase in these past, I think it's been like past 2 weeks I've observed just like random things where I'm noticing it happen, and I hope it continues at this pace because it's getting pretty good right now. Reading Stoicism. What am I reading? A book by Ryan Holiday, who is phenomenal, by the way. I think he was, at my age, he was, so 21, he was the director of marketing for American Apparel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's fucking awesome. And what am I reading? What's it called? Okay. The Obstacle is the Way. There we go. It's a super good book. I have never really read Stoicism, and it just lines up so much with my mindset that it's integrating so wonderfully. And I've heard like bits and pieces here and there, but I've never heard it all condensed into one, or read or whatever. I've never consumed it all at one point in like a one resource thing. So I'm just really enjoying Stoicism so much, or so far rather, and so much. And yeah, it's the awesome thing is like, for example, I'm just going to share an insight that I learned today. Well, I've learned it in the past, but I was reading about it today, which is there's like this game that Marcus Aurelius plays where he calls things that he values very highly in his mind, or other people value very highly in their minds, to, I forget the actual reasoning, but it's like almost to ground it, make it more real. So for example, like a Lamborghini is like a hunk of metal on wheels, or yeah, moving metal. They gave the example of a really expensive wine being really old fermented grapes, like things like that. It just takes the glamour away from things like that and makes them more real, and just grounds that much more. What else can I add here? From last episode I was mentioning lists and how I haven't, or at least I thought I mentioned this, And I started putting that in my power list again, which means I started working on it, and by default. And yeah, so I started working on that again, and now getting some progress. I really want to rebuild it in React, because fucking jQuery is okay. It's not. Now that I'm exposed to React, I'm like dissatisfied with jQuery completely. But for like normal sites, it's good, but not for applications, in my opinion. That is, it's a lot of extra little hacky stuff from what I found. So yeah, those are some awesome things, some wins. I set up my Facebook page I set up my Facebook page, so I'm now like posting content there, which I had not done before. That's a little random stuff. It's progress on joshmoxey.com. I wish I had more, but moving in the right direction. Infinity, lots of discovery, thinking. I'm really just working on designing the structure and the layout of how all of this wisdom is going to be fit in to the system. For me, I'm really focused on designing the structure and how the data is going to work. Strange, very strange, but it's currently how my creative process works. Okay, what could have made this week better? Let's see. I'm just looking at my list, by the way. I just have a massive 4 or 5, because I just realized I copied and pasted a bunch of shit twice, because I thought it was just going to make highlights, but I changed my mind. Sitting down to analyze. What was that supposed to say? Analyze what? Going to bed earlier. Like, I want to be in bed. In a perfect world right now, it would be great to be asleep by 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, up by 8. That would be ideal. And I've just been struggling with it, honestly. Like, I just cannot seem to. It's the worst part. Best. It's got its good and badness. But the point I was about to say is, whenever I'm like around that time where I'm like, yeah, I should probably go to bed, I like get random creative bursts and inspiration and stuff like that. So it's very good in the net score, not so much in the micro when I'm trying to change my sleep habits. But man, I have just done such a shit job of trying to work on going to bed earlier and waking up early, and on average it's like 2 a.m. go to bed, and then like 10 a.m. wake up, or somewhere around there. I don't know. It's just strange right now. Usually, right now it's later on both, but I want to change it really bad. Actually, apparently not bad enough. That's more like I'd like to, but it's just more of it's just causing me some pain. But because I just want to make my hours a little bit more normal and not so insane. What else can I share? So yeah, when I'm looking through this list, I'm looking for things that could be relevant for people to know. Like, lots of this stuff is just not going to make any sense without any context. So I'm trying to make this as relevant as possible to everyone listening or watching. Trying to read Hack Design daily, that's a good one. I have this tab just sitting there, and it's for this amazing site called hackdesign.org. Yep. And it's just like learning design from the ground up. And like, I never went to formal anything for design, and I've been by definition, if you count video editing as design, which I do, that's been 6 years that I've been like in it from, so video design, then graphic design, then UI, and like they're kind of all together now, but it's been a while. But I've never like had the formal training and education, so I'm finally taking some time, but I'm not doing it enough is the point, because I want my foundation for design to be like rock solid, fucking elite. It's so important to me, and I've just been really slacking on that, and I've got to get better at allocating time every day to fully laying the foundation properly, so there's no cracks whatsoever. Because there are like little cracks here and there right now. I think I'm good at design right now. I think I have so much to improve though. But overall, like, I don't need to do this, but I want to do this. I just think it would really, really, really benefit me in the long run. And especially based on where my goals are headed in terms of like design and everything like that, I do require doing it based on where my goals are set. So I'm looking forward to when I actually do allocate the time, and I might set that item to a power list soon, because it really should be getting done. Yeah, so I also wrote down like spending more time educating myself on design, whether that's hackdesign.org or not. There's other resources, but it's important, I think. Making workouts shorter. For some reason, my workouts are extending way longer than they should be right now. And it's like, part of it is because I'm literally sitting there just dancing, like, as strange as that sounds. I just get so into the music that I'm listening to that, like, in between really hard shit for workouts, I'm like headbanging and shit, because I'm listening to like really hard dubstep for the most part, and it gets pretty rowdy in the basement between me doing, like, especially like today, I was listening to like Ray Volpe and Tizoki at their Escape 2017 set, and oh my god, it was so hard, and it was just wonderful. And between like, I just spit, that's gross. Between like, I was doing pull-ups, and then like it was full upper body today was the point. And yeah, I just get really aggressive during. I also really require heavy music it just really motivates me for some reason. And it's like extra fuel in addition to like caffeine and whatever I've set up to make me kill it. But yeah, it gets really crazy, and I just like dancing between hard reps and all that jazz, and not reps, sets. Wow. I know fucking nothing about workout terminology. True story. Posting at least 3 podcast episodes. So yeah, right now is at 1 episode a week. As I currently stand, that will not remain. That is not the case. It's probably going to be like at least 3. I don't see it being anything less than that, based on, again, where I want to be. And also the amount of content I'm recording. Like, I could easily do 1 a day. Not easily, but could do 1 a day. Like, I'm also doing this by myself, so like, there's no one except for me working on the podcast. Well, I'm also trying to get shit done throughout the day. So it's definitely a balance, but it's important because I'm a media company first. Shout out Gary Vee, as per usual. People that don't listen or have no idea who the fuck Gary Vee is must just be like, what the fuck is he talking about? And why does he always reference this guy named Gary? So yeah, with that, like posting at least 3 podcast episodes. Yeah, another related point to that is like I'm behind right now. I'm like a week behind plus more maybe in terms of content. I just have a bunch of random shit sitting in my queue. Okay, hold up. 1, 2. I'm not gonna count right now. Never mind. I have stuff just sitting in the queue waiting to be uploaded, especially last week's. And also, this is also what would have made this week better. I like really just slacked on posting last week's version of this on time, and I thought I would maybe get it in like Monday. I just couldn't. And it's not that I couldn't. I didn't make the time. I didn't make the effort, and I didn't do a good enough job of getting that post up or that episode up. I think it was because I had resistance around Premiere Pro, and I'm such a rookie with Premiere Pro, I know nothing. Whereas like After Effects is like fucking back of my hand, super simple, because I used it for so long and it was just my go-to tool. But Premiere Pro I don't know it yet, and I need to use Premiere Pro to like chop off some beginnings and ends. And I literally haven't taken the time to even learn how to do that. So that's something I definitely need to work on. What else? Okay. That's good enough. We're actually rolling right now. This is nice. I think. So some lessons. By the way, this is going so much better than last week's already. Like, I love it. I'm not rambling. And this is actually related to lesson 1. And by the way, lessons are just like what I learned this week. And it's not necessarily what I learned this week. It's kind of like even if a lesson I already knew, but it just clicks and it completely like it just finally clicks. That also works. If it clicks in a new way, that works too. There's no like hard and set rules. I basically just write down things that feel true as lessons for this week. And it starts out with, if I lack structure, I'll ramble about random shit on video or in my podcast, which is absolutely true. Even my video the other day where I was recording the wine, pre-wine drinking to break my 2-month fast. Not fast, whatever. Just had no alcohol. That is actually technically an alcohol fast. But I was just rambling because I wanted to have these points, and I should have had these points. I did actually have 3 points, but I just kept like going off on random tangents, and I've got to get better at bringing myself back because I don't have a co-host. It's just me. So if it's someone like Andy and Priscilla, like on the MFCEO project, they've got Vaughn and even Tyler to bring Andy back when he gets too crazy. Though Andy has gotten so much better at just like keeping himself focused. And but yeah, I don't have a Vaughn, and I don't intend to, based on the fact, that's actually not true. It could be, I don't know. I don't know what the fucking future of this podcast holds, but like as of right now, it just feels like more of a raw, in the moment documentary type of thing versus like a whole like production. So anyways, that's my first thing, and I've got to figure out a way where I can keep myself aligned to what the hell I'm talking about. And yeah, just stuff like that. Cheat day on Saturday. This is like, yeah, so I'm just going to read what the hell I said here. Cheat day on Saturday is best, so I can get a proper refresh on Sunday and get prepared for a killer week. Also, another note for this, I don't want to be doing this while I have mental fog. This is already taxing enough making a video. Not taxing. It's actually not even bad whatsoever. It just requires a lot of focus. And when I am mentally dead from eating like crazy amounts of, not crazy, but when I'm eating a lot of junk food on Saturday, because it's cheat day, my brain just shuts off. And it does for, I think, everyone else. They just don't realize it because they don't eat healthy and do not understand what it feels like to have a functioning brain, in my opinion. So it's been like, I've really liked having the Saturday. I've really liked switching it to Saturday because it just feels way better. I don't really have much logic to describe it. It just feels a lot better. And then Sunday, like today, it always just feels like it's just a completely different vibe. I'm really enjoying it. And I also did a lot less cheat day this week, which felt even greater. Okay. This is a huge one. Instead of aiming to be successful, aim to bring value. Value should be the first step to everything. Without it, your service, product, following, etc. is worthless. Bring value, period, end of story. So yeah, basically what I said there. It's something that in the past, I've focused on, like, okay, I want to be big, I want to be I want to have XYZ, I want to experience ABC, I want to whatever, all these desires, but and even like focusing on like, I want to be successful, I want to make money, I want to but I haven't done a good enough job focusing first on value, and it is the foundational element of everything. If you are not bringing value, it's worthless. Everything revolves around you bringing value to other people. It's like the essence of life, quite frankly. So yeah, value is just so important. I feel like not enough people are thinking in terms of that, and I think if more people started focusing on bringing value instead of, and even, oh my god, even Albert Einstein said, instead of trying to be a man of success, try to be a man of value. And I'm paraphrasing there, but that is the essence of it. I think it's incredibly important, and I'm super grateful that I randomly, this has been something that's really just like popping up within me these past like 2 weeks, and I'm super grateful for it. Oh, it's an amazing one. Not amazing, but amazing for me. After workouts, so like after workouts, my mind is mentally pretty dead as well. Not only my body, but my mind is like super, it's strange. I like work out my body, but my body is not the only thing being worked out. My mind takes this strange like mode after, where it's hard to be at 100% after a workout mentally. I don't understand why that's the case, but it is just absolutely the case. For my body, at least, I don't know if this is like a common thing or what have you, but it's been such a helpful thing after just learning as much as possible. And usually it's like listening to a podcast with Gary, or listening to like something with Kevin Rose or Tim Ferriss, or any of these interesting people to me, whom I consider mentors from afar. And yeah, so, but the important thing about that is like, I'm so full of like stuff to say after I listen to, and I'm like in the shower and like listening to these people, and yeah, I'm just like I go completely into like a different world where I'm like kind of there in the shower, kind of not. I'm definitely there because I have to do contrast therapy, which is like hot versus cold. So I'm like very aware of what's going on, and time. Definitely aware of time for that. But simultaneously, I'm just I go into like total flow mode where I'm just learning and it's beautiful and I enjoy the hell of it. Reason I'm saying this is because after I just feel like talking and sharing and yeah, just like sharing what I just learned with whoever is around. And yeah, I think it's really cool because it ends up manifesting as me wanting to work on content right after. So this week I think it's been like 5 days I've done this in a row where I work on content and podcasts and all this type of random shit related to content, branding, whatever, while when I get back from a workout. So like after I'll get my protein shake and then sit down, get to work. And it's been really helpful doing that because my like motivation is there to do it. And I can work without motivation, but it's much easier when I do have some motivation, inspiration, that type of jazz. And yeah, just really enjoyed that. What else can I say? And overall, yeah, this is one of the key lessons here. Documenting feels so right. I enjoy making content like this so much. It's just such a reality. This feels incredibly right, real. It just feels natural. I'm super glad I'm doing this. I appreciate so much that you're watching and listening to this and taking the time. And I hope I'm bringing you value in some aspect. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it just feels right. Trusting my intuition here, and I'm getting a good fucking read on doing this. So yeah. I'll add this as well. To really understand, let me just summarize this because it's a big point. When I have an insight of some sort, I think it's best to immediately test it out. And why I'm saying, how I would apply this is, while I'm coming up with these potential structures, systems, apparently my S's just don't work at 3 a.m. But there's just something very important about as soon as I get an insight of some sort, and in this case for Infinity, I'm working on creating the systems and the structures. There we go, getting that better now. And as soon as I get that, I didn't do a great job of doing this week, and I really wish I did, but making sure I test those assumptions out and potential insights that could be like incredibly valuable to the system, immediately going and testing that with real, in this case, content. So like looking at real life examples and being like, okay, does this apply here? Yes. Does this apply here? No. Okay, why does not apply here? And like analyzing the parallels between it and taking what works, taking what doesn't, or discarding what doesn't, and then moving forward with a new thesis and a new battle plan. And that's as simple as it gets, but it's super important. And I didn't do a good enough job of doing that. There was a lot of brainstorming and coming up with potential systems, but I didn't do a good enough job of, and also reverse engineering, I think, is another important part of there. It's like, okay, what works from this and this, and then bring that back, and then we move forward with what we've reverse engineered, and then it's like works for both. But that was like I have no idea if any of this is making sense right now, but yeah, so I think it's just important to, as soon as I'm getting these insights, to make sure I'm testing it. And that's also what I gained a massive, that's where I gained the lesson from originally, was through joshmoxey.com. I was struggling with like the page layouts, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to start writing or creating the pages, and then like each page I'll get more insights. And then after I created like 9 different specific types of, that were all unique types of pages. Then I got a universal, one that represented basically all of them, and then I could work from there, and that's currently what I have, and thank God for that. But it only worked because I was starting to work with real examples. And yeah, sometimes it can be like, actually not sometimes, it's mentally taxing, very mentally taxing to do it in that manner. So that is sometimes why I subconsciously avoid it, but I just gotta say fuck that and just do it anyway because it's that important. But anyways, I kind of wish I ended on the documenting feels so right, because it just does. And I'm super glad I'm doing this. Yeah, I think this content is going to be phenomenal when I am 90 years old. I'm looking back on this and thinking about what a phenomenal life I lived. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's a good week. Gonna make next week better, as per usual. Always the mindset. I hope I can get my shit together with going to bed earlier. This overall felt way better than last week's. I think it went better than last week's. I haven't listened to last week's yet, but I should say last week's again. Last week's. So yeah, that's it for me. My name is Josh Moxey, and I don't have like a tagline at the end. It's kind of been like, ciao, but I don't want it to be that. So anyways, go kick ass. Life is for living and dominating, and I really require getting a tagline for the end. But anyways, I appreciate again you watching, listening. This means the fucking world to me. Time is not money, as people like to say. That's total bullshit. Because time is the only non-renewable resource. So it's infinitely more valuable than money. And I appreciate you so much spending it with me and enjoying my company via audio or video. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much. And I will catch you next week for week 3 of weekly, what am I calling this? Weekly reflections.